All right, well, and a nice horn to start us off here. Welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I am your host, Josh, and we are back here with the letter in part 4 of our Let's Play. Last time, Isabella was showing off the house, and we met some rich people, Hannah and Luke, who kind of sucked. If we're just laying it all on the table, they both kind of suck. Marianne is working for them, and we accidentally, in quotes, accidentally showed them the letter. And that just sort of spiraled out into a thing of Rose kicking us out of working the house job. And so now we are going with Ash, who has just an impeccable ringtone. And he's driving us out of here. It sounds like we're going to have a movie night with him and Zachary, who I believe is also our friend. But we will find out more there in a second. This is... okay, so that catches us up. Yep, alright, so here we go. We spend the ride back to Luxborn City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles, or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise, he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way are a sign, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I can think of a couple things he might. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something from me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. The glare I sent him wipes the smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I love Yang's energy bar.
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't get a chance to deny it because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and an empty, gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there. I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I mean, you could have... I'm pretty sure Becca was on her lunch break. You could have brought something. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling's new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. That's a little dark. As a thanks, I'm pretty sure as thanks, then I tear... oh, okay, alright, I understand now. A thanks! Then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not gonna nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
Terrible!
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house.
Well, other than the whole, there's the girl from the ring.
On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine.
I think that's probably fair.
She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job, which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
I mean, you've made it pretty clear that you're desperate for the cash.
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
No, you don't. His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, I'm right, I told you so. I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property.
God, these two are adorable.
So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Ma'am Hannah, in particular, didn't look too pleased with what I did. So yeah, I recall Marianne being more displeased, but I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
So yeah, the story update thing happened there. So I have a feeling that what's happening there is that anytime that shows up, it's like a past choice being reflected in at least the dialogue, if not like something actually changing in the story.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
I mean, not really.
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
What? Are we gonna get this story about a dead person in a sofa? He meant that as a joke, but how close is this to the truth made my blood run cold, my own heartbeat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about.
You know, ghost lady wandering the
No
attic.
need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
Totally normal
You
stuff.
made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Accidentally handed them a haunted chain letter.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients. The Wrights, was it?
They kept touching my shoulder. I can't answer that. At least, not without revealing everything that took place in the attic. I mean, I personally, I would like to tell them the truth. Again, I would... I mean, this is just, you know, horror stereotype nonsense of never telling anyone what's actually going on, but... outright lying to him feels real bad. It feels like he's probably going to catch on to that. So I guess between the two, changing the subject.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
Oh, he loves it. He loves changing the subject.
That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. See, we agree, Isabella, you and I, we are of the same mind. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it, or because he's just really very good at his job. Is he actually a detective? Am I going to get that answer soon? He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily, shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. Wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Oh, so is he the director? Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. I get you, taking the long route home. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Isabel, you love the memes I sent you.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm. Not while he's driving. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger. Stupid Ash. Oh my god.
Alright,
Such denial.
Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but
Bastard.
it required more work than we anticipated.
We're trying to catch
Guys
the
slipping
perp.
like that. We got some good lead months ago.
Who is this? He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are the trimmed down version, only things you can tell. He's always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions. Just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strange tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? This feels like it's from a completely different story. If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. What does that mean? Well, nope, not really. Mama would never allow that. Like, she needs to make money. But the idea is still there. Along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. At the point of no return. A small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when we arrive. I mean, this is an interesting movie poster. But also, watch out for this guy. If you see this guy in the streets, watch out. Alright, the Lift Fest, short for Luxmore Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year is no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Yeah, for sure. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award. He's not even an Oscar owner. But yet, just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on my face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers. With his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did, but back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard, once early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach.
Ah, Zach looks like a fun guy. Come on, what?
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moved towards us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so as not to bump or accidentally hit anyone. Oops. Typical Zach. Classic Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hand in greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man?
Oh, no. Oh,
What's
no.
crackalackin', my homie?
Oh, God. Please tell me this will be rebuked. The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I'm almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with his great face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. I mean, I heard his ringtone. Zach seems to be.
Yo, stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's fondness underneath his exasperated tone, but it's small. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended. But years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride. Okay, alright.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes. And then, Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach's help on... something. It's weed. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on it. I mean, listen, I don't know Zach very well, but I would trust Zach more than Ash at this point. Sometimes. Ah, well, boys will be boys, I guess. You know how these guys are. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella!
You two have your bro access first. I'm good.
Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
A bit.
She's still
But
drowning the
she's at work
Dayquil.
this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true! They've known each other for far longer than any of us in the group. Childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie. Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
And speak of the devil. Without warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me around.
Becca, you're just in time.
I have to lean back a little, with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my head to keep me still. She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
I can tell you've been haunted.
How are you? Are you alright?
You've been visited by a spirit.
Why wouldn't I be? Rose called me earlier.
Oh, no. that's not good. Those four words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family living close by, and the only other relative I have here works in the forest side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number in case of emergency. Should have known, Rose would call her. I mean, like, of course, yeah. I mean, like, you were not doing well, Isabella. I pushed Becca's hands away from my face, although she lets go. Her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
It's all good.
That's not what I'm talking about.
No, Becca, it's all
How's your
good. It's all good. I bite back the urge to elbow him in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her, all at once moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield, Zach.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off.
Also, this is more awkward now that we didn't say anything to ask.
Come on, at least let me check it.
Are
It's
you a
extremely
doctor?
minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
You health trader?
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier,
Listen.
we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I mean, that's totally fair, but also, Ash tells it like it is, you know? He's a straight shooter.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is. It's that she's realizing there's something there.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right?
Ooh.
At least.
Is this some kind of love triangle?
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
Ooh,
And I
spicy.
don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time.
No,
Sorry,
it's
Zachary.
only October 23rd at 2:48 p.m. or whatever that said.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
People are starting to look at us.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I shoot him a pleading look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. We're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me. If she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
Ooh.
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
I don't know why that would be, but
Ash,
okay.
That's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer before Becca voices it out. When at last, Jesus, dude, stop doing that. When at last she realizes, a deep breath and nods, albeit with great reluctance. I immediately tackle her into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Oh.
Did you say something?
Oh.
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
If you
Oh,
say so.
Oh,
Becca.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so
But
I
they're
think
so
I'm
cute
gonna get us
together.
some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside.
Ooh.
Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
I pulled myself off from Becca to get my wallet from my bag,
What's
and...
this?
Oh, God. Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding me. It's already in Ash's hands. Behind him, Becca and Zach are both giving the piece of paper an intrigued look.
No! Give it back!
You got to be
It's
kidding
just
me.
a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I've never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now, I really wish I had the advantage over him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay. Now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
I mean, why? I know she had that line earlier about, like, even if I throw it away, it'll probably just end up coming back to me, but, like, just try it. Like, we haven't even, like, tried the, like, throw it in the garbage, and then magically it appears back in your pocket. I can't breathe. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They're still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful, sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone, please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else.
It's pretty stupid, isn't it, Becca?
Well, that's interesting.
I'm glad that everyone except for Isabella is reacting to this about the way I would expect them to.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
I made it. I think it's a fun little prank.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. I don't need to see, I don't want to see. The letters, the words, every stroke written in blood is already embedded in my mind. Okay, so, we showed it to Hannah, Luke, Marianne, and Rose, and now these 3. So that's 7 people, so we're already doing better than the letter asked us to do. Maybe I should have just thrown it away when I had the chance. Well, I'm glad you put it now, but that way.
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop. Even I'm surprised at how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
A little column A, a little column B.
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed. You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke. Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me.
It was pretty freaky.
If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up.
Listen, I had to hit the Z button a lot. You don't understand.
There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
Hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other.
Yeah, that's fair.
When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, saw a ghost, probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting, my own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. To top it all off, there's a dull ache at the back of my head begging for a little attention I can't afford to give right now. Honestly, there's only so much a person can take with a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, and never think about today. But before I can take a single step away from the group...
Guys!
Zach! Zach rarely ever raises his voice, even when there's a point he wants to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Are we supposed to be watching my movie?
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca too, I'm pretty sure that's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet, despite Zach's attempts to lighten things up, or Ash's and Becca's acquiescing gestures, the tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept it to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might not have turned out the way they had. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless. So careless. Maybe... maybe leaving is the better decision for all of us. I mean, no. No way, right? No, we're staying for the movie. We're seeing Zach's movie. We're seeing Zach's movie. Any other day, I'd excuse myself and go straight home. Ooh, what happened there? Alright, Zach liked that. Becca did not like that. We're really losing out with Becca here. Ashton did like that. Alright. But this is something special to Zach. Something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with a few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing... Oh god, what if the thing in the attic follows me home? What if it has GPS? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened. They'll listen to me? There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mommy used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. A smile's back in my face when I look back at them.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
Shut up, Ash. This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash. Being vertically challenged has its perks, too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one.
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
Let's just go. Becca's not happy with us. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that, the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Something happened in school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food, I promise.
I am looking forward to those snacks, Zach.
But you'll miss it.
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon.
Thanks, Zach. One friendly tap on my shoulder, and then he's gone. And then it was just me and Ash. A few moviegoers are still milling about. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise most of the crowd are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
So we're talking about this during the movie? Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered towards what happened in the mansion. Well, can this not wait for, like, a post-movie convo? To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again. Oh, alright. Well, yeah, that's true. Of all the people who, like, yeah, okay. In his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as a background noise while we're speaking hushed tones. Careful not to disturb anyone inside this lobby. There's no way. There's no way they are speaking softly enough that, like, this person right here isn't pissed off. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'll all get kicked out for sure. Wait, I want to know. I want to know about this movie. What's happening? Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out way before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She is pissed. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something that offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. I definitely can't be wrong about something I thought I saw. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge.
I'm not even sure what that means.
If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Zach brings a great point.
Rose does the first floor tour.
Okay,
I
well,
ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
Zach brings another great
There
point.
are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing.
Zach, you're out of good
Wasn't
points.
it left uninhabited for years?
You've lost now. Oh, the house did change hands over the years, from one distant relative of the Ermengardes to another. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
Gotta get the positive vibes out, you know?
It's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could
What
find
are
someone.
you talking about?
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You'd do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
Rude. There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer.
Ooh,
I meant
blushy
ethnographer.
boy. Uh-huh.
This guy's a psychologist too, of course. If you...
Ashton, if you don't stop.
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
But Rebecca's pissed. Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Seriously?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things,
I agree.
and probably put your fears to rest since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash actually here with a good point now. Ash might be right too. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Really? Okay. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me the suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort knowing they're willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Meet with the professor. I mean, this is just me, you know? I agree with Ash more on this case.
I'll think about it. But if ever, I'd like to give talking to Andrew a try.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I should like that. But Zach doesn't hate it. Zach does not hate it. That's good. All right.
Is that okay? Won't he have other things to do?
Nah, he's got
He is a
nothing
bit
to do.
busy, but he'll make time for me. He's my go-to person when I'm stuck in something. He won't mind if I bring a friend with me this time.
If you're sure.
I guess that settles it then.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. You're not even paying attention yourselves.
I mean, this exact situation would piss me off too. So I gotta agree.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
Like, can we not wait like 30
It's
minutes?
still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I threw her an apologetic look. Even if Ash is the only one, she should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. Or the kind of silence that you have when you're in a public movie theater. One or the other. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Alright, here we are in the evening time at last, finishing the movie. I think that's going to do it for this port of our Let's Play of the Letter, though. So join us next time as we see what awaits us in the night, and perhaps what this professor has in store for us. Until then, this has been Downstage Gaming. I have been Josh, and I will see you next time.